Gaming Tutor, bringing up the subject of addiction in gaming, which was talked about by Adrian A in regards to MMOs, etc. It begs the question: should we start to apply labels on game cases which say this game has been rated as addictive? I mean, we do it here in Europe and in many places around the world for cigarettes and gambling, etc. People with addictive personalities should maybe be made aware of certain games. Look at loot boxes, which in my opinion are a form of light gambling which could wipe out an addicted person's bank account. Now that gambling is going in the direction of GAS, games as a service, it should at least be discussed if this model has addicting design being implemented into it, which I think we could all agree on. I'm in no way politically correct or the white knight type. To hell with all that stuff. But I get the general consensus that most of us want this removed from games. I have noticed over the years games have become less story focused and more content focused. Expansions used to be free, with new items being added to enhance the experience. Now we have it partitioned into DLC, microtransactions, loot boxes, etc. It's depressing. I feel for the younger generations and for their parents' wallets. I used to enjoy just getting a game as a kid because the game was a thing you were after. It was linear, from start to finish, and it felt good completing it. Now, kids pester their parents for wallet funds so they can spend more money on a game, which doesn't alter the experience that much, and if it does, you need to spend the equivalent price of another AAA game. Yeah, addiction in gaming. The thing is, a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of gaming YouTubers try to kind of brush aside that the fact that we do have a big problem with addiction in gaming. And it's not anymore just where, let's say, in years prior, let's say you want to, play and get to the end of Chrono Trigger, or, you want to play some Final Fantasy VII, and you want to collect all the materia. No, it's different. It's different because this addiction has been monetized. You have these companies preying on these people, and I see it mostly the worst in, those cell phone games. But there's also some full release games that actually have these mechanics put in there too. EA is probably one of the worst as far as loot boxes go. They don't call them loot boxes anymore. They don't. What's that? They got a new term. I was watching some kind of a hearing in the UK, and I forget what her name was, but they asked her a question. They had a hearing on whether or not loot boxes were actually gambling, and this person from EA was asked if you think it's ethical, if you think loot boxes are ethical, and they were defending it, but they made sure to correct them. No, 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 they're not called loot boxes. They're called surprise mechanics. Well, that was a surprise. I think generally they're called loot boxes. I think in some pages, aren't they even referred to in games as loot boxes? Like everyone knows them as loot boxes. It's like if you took a game series or like a type of game and you just out of nowhere just changed it because you wanted to. No, they're loot boxes.